Hi guys, it's Mark Atwood here. A quick video about the fact that Betfair appear to have paid out against Trump winning. So it appears that last night they suspended the bets on Trump, which is a shame because I had a bet on it 36-1 yesterday because after Texas his odds went crazy up. And some people have emailed me this morning about this because I did say I think it's worth taking a punt on. I still do, and I've done a small document for you to explain this, which you should be able to see now. So, if you placed a bet on Donald Trump to be next president on Betfair, as I did, and by the way, I put a lot of money on this, and so did a lot of my friends. So, understandably, people panic when they see this situation where it says suspended. That was yesterday when it said the market was suspended. And then this morning, I woke up to emails from some people saying, hang on a minute, it looks like they paid out on Biden. Well, they may well have done, but let's have a look at a few things that I found here. So first thing you need to understand is that it's not the first time this has happened. So this is a link here from bbc.com. I hate the BBC, but this is reporting some facts for a change. And here it says, an Australian betting company has paid out for the wrong result in the country's election. Sportsbet handled out more than $1 million Australian dollars to those who thought the opposition Labour Party would win 2 days before Saturday's vote. Blah, blah, blah. You can read the rest there. So Sportsbet have made this mistake in Australia. This is not the first time a bookmaker has paid out early. Paddy Power, an Irish bookmaker, paid out on a Hillary Clinton win the month before the November 2016 elections. It said it paid out $1 million early to those who bet on Clinton and $4.5 million to those who bet on Donald Trump. So this has happened before in elections, in the last Donald Trump election. Down here, this is a famous story in the UK about Betfred, and I think it was Fred Dunn who paid out twice early because he was a Manchester United fan, and he lost £500,000 in 1998, and I think it was 2012 he did it again. There's the link to the Guardian. You can go and have a look at that. Basically, go to Google and type in bookies paid early and got it wrong. If you type that into Google, you'll see loads and loads of stories of this happening before. So this has happened before, and in the vast majority of cases that I've read, the bookies have to pay out on the result. So let's look at some. So this is a message I got this morning. Hi Mark, Betfair ruled Biden the president, paid out all the winnings, as in Trump lost, and I lost my money. Not blaming you or asking you to explain, but I really don't understand what's going on. I doubt Betfair will revert the winning once Trump gets in. Just hard seeing I've lost. Look, it's always hard seeing that you've lost, but this is, I'm going to put this, I think I'll put some scenarios down here a bit further down. So I'm just going to skip to the scenarios and then I'll come back to this stuff. So look, scenario one, Trump loses and Biden wins and we lose our money on Betfair, those of us that have placed a bet. Well, if Biden wins, we're all dead anyway. I've been saying that all year, right? The plan was to kill us all, and Biden was one of the puppets of the deep state and the in cahoots with the CCP and the Phoenicians and the cabal and the Illuminati and everything else. They wanted us dead. They wanted to inject us with Bill Gates's microchipped, disgusting DNA-changing vaccine. Believe me, we'd all be dead already if Clinton had won in 2016. She didn't. Biden, well, the next thing you need to know is that that's not the real Biden, right? So if he did win, it wouldn't last long anyway. I don't even think that's the real Harris. So I know in my heart that the white hats are in control. Traps are set and nothing can stop what's coming. That is either something you know in your heart and you're deeply relaxed about what's going on, as I am, as lots of my friends are, or you're panicking and you're watching the mainstream media. If you're watching the mainstream media, even if you put a bet on Betfair and you've seen this is all blah, 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 and you've lost your money, you're still buying into their narrative. So stop buying into their narrative, because if this year has proven anything to you, their narrative is all about fear, confusion, destruction. Forget it. You know the answer inside. So that's scenario one, which is not going to happen. Scenario two, Trump wins and Betfair is forced to honor our bets. That's what's going to happen. Scenario three, Trump wins, but Betfair keeps our money on a technicality. Well, when Trump wins, he's already started bringing in Nasara Jassara. There is a quantum financial system. It's real. It's coming in. It's happening. If you know anything about Nasara Jassara, then you'll know that means we're all going to be rich anyway. So who cares about losing some money? But I've already been online. I've been on Twitter this morning, and there are people calling for $1 billion lawsuit against Betfair. So Betfair want to stay in business. They're going to have to settle because it's the cheapest thing to do. And they can go on all day about technicalities, about dates and electoral rolls. But look, Trump has won this election. No question. No question. So on any level, morally or legally or whatever, Betfair cannot be correct in this situation. The bet itself very clearly says who's next president. It doesn't say who's next president by which date, or it doesn't, it's a very clear thing. So there's no way that they could win that lawsuit. So they're going to have to pay out. So what have you got to do? Hold the line. So I pulled out a couple of other things here. This is a tweet by David J. Marks. December the 14th to the 17th, Sun and Mercury are transiting over to Sagittarius. This will appear to be a difficult time for President Trump. You will see more events of suppression and communication and misinformation in the MSM, all designed to appear that this is all over now for President Trump. Well, yeah, I mean, most of the people outside of my kind of new family of friends think I'm absolutely insane putting money on Donald Trump, but I know he's won. And you either know he's won or you don't. You've got to stick to what you know. And you've got to hold firm. I've said before, I've got lots of experiences of nearly dying. And I remember being in a Force 10 gale in a yacht, and I was clinging on for dear life. And the lesson I learned was you hold the line, because you're either going to get through this storm or we're not. And once we get through to the other side, if you've ever been through a storm at sea, when you get through to the other side, it's so wonderful. And that's where we're going. At the moment, we're in the middle of the storm and it feels scary and people are shouting things at you. And it's like, who do I listen to? Who do I listen to? The only thing you listen to is your inner voice, your heart. And either your heart is telling you that Trump has won, as it is with me, or it isn't. So there you go. If you put the bet on, then obviously you believe that he's won. So hold the line. So here were a couple of things I was going to show you. So this is, I got this in one of my WhatsApp groups from somebody that actually contacted Betfair this morning, I think, last night, 2015. So this is where Betfair replied, and it says here, the markets will be settled on once more clarity is provided on who is to be the next US president, which looks likely to be a win for Biden as it stands. However, all pending disputes must be finalized, as well as the electoral college votes counted before all markets involved may be settled. However, they will be settled by Inauguration Day. So, that was last night, and they may have changed things since then, but the point is why are they doing it like this? Well, they're a business and they're trying to maximize their profits. So they're don't forget, the majority of people in the world are believing the MSM still. So that includes people who run companies and work for companies. So, just either you are going to hold the line or you're going to start believing all this fear porn. Russell, I want to say thanks to Russell Spall, who emailed me an hour ago, and he says, I'm sure you're aware of this, but Betfair's rules specified most projected electoral college votes. They deem that the result yesterday is a conclusion of that market. I still have the thought in my head that with proven voter fraud, the projected electoral college votes may be changed. It also seems that Betfair themselves are not 100% on this, as we see in the chat screenshot below. In reality, Trump will win, but it may be that from a legal perspective, the projected electoral college votes does not change, meaning we're stuffed in terms of the Betfair bets. But what Russell says here is Betfair are fraudulently taking bets, though. This morning, to prove the point, I placed a £2 bet on Trump to leave office in 2022, which, given the 2020 election is over according to them, is an impossible occurrence. So they're kind of stuffed, right? So if you look here, this is Russell's chat with them. Apologies for delay. This will remain settled for the time being. This will remain settled for the time being, right? So they're settling it now because they're maximizing the profits based upon the information they've got. And then they go into some blah, blah, blah. And then Russell says, so you're paying out on Biden now, and if Trump wins with his legal challenges, you'll be paying out on him as well. So they're fudging the answer. Is this a yes to my question? Please, could you ask the trading team that question? And they said, blah, blah, blah. They just come out of crap, don't they? And then he says, yes, but if those results are proven fraudulent, as is the legal challenge, then that result will be changed. I understand your concern, but this will be tackled day by day after. So they're not committing, right? They're being committed to the payout, but they're not fully committing here in this chat. And I'm finding this happening across the board with people who work for vaccine companies, for people who work for the NHS. I got an email yesterday from somebody who said that she's got a house behind a police station, and she's noticed that police are not turning up to work for the last 2 weeks. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, right? And this Betfair thing is just part of that. So just down a bit further, here's some more interesting stuff. This is from Storm is Upon Us on Twitter. And he's saying here, on January the 6th, when Congress meets to count the Electoral College votes, Pence refuses to certify because of fraud. The House then votes, one per state, and Trump accepts his win. When the Dems challenge, SCOTUS refers to the precedent they just set with the Texas lawsuit and kicks it back to the legislators. Checkmate, nice and clean. Trump has won this election. There's absolutely no doubt. You know, if he hasn't, I've just lost a shitload of money. But if he hasn't, we're all dead. So hold the line. That's what I say. Hold the line. You know, I said the people I recommended to do the Betfair thing, I know it's scary right now, but you're grown adults. You place the bet based upon your own intuition. I place the bets based on my intuition. I know that Trump has won. I'm not worried. We're going to win. He's won. We're going to win this money regardless. So hold the line and take care. I will see you later.